Hi witches. So today I'm joining you, I guess, from my living room because it is really noisy outside. There's like construction going on, but I wanted to film this video like before I went to work. So I'm heading there now. But today I wanted to share a very spooky ghost story with you because now's like the time of year to be sharing ghost stories. I would love to hear your like infamous ghost story down below. I don't have a whole lot of experience with like ghosts or like spirits manifesting themselves in the way that I'm about to describe today. But I'm fixing myself in the viewfinder, big faux pas, whatever. But I did want to share this story because it was actually a really positive ghost story, and I think that people can learn from it and like maybe be less afraid of ghosts and spirits and stuff as they hear this story. So, about 2 or 3 years ago, 3 years ago, oh my gosh, I moved in with a couple roommates, and we were living like in the town that I went to college at. And I had been away. I was overseas for a little bit studying abroad, so I have to mention that because like it pertains to the story. I'm not just talking about it. I know there's a lot of stigma about people who are like, yeah, I studied abroad. It relates to the story. So while I was overseas, like the semester prior, my roommates had found a house for all of us to live at. It was like a family house, and we each got our own room, and it was cool. And I remember like my friend sending me pictures of it, and I got this like weird vibe from the house. I was like, okay. And it was like fine. Like I didn't really care. I was like, okay, whatever. It's gonna be an adventure. It's gonna be fun. So I didn't care. Like I knew what I was signing up for basically, but like the house, like looking at pictures of it just like gave me weird vibes. And he said the same thing, like when he sent it to me, he goes, I don't know, like I was like, this house like looks spooky, and he goes, I know, I thought the same thing. So that was like my first confirmation. So anyways, like whatever, they signed the lease, like I sublet basically, and I just like paid my roommate like my portion of the rent. Anyways, I get back to the United States, and I end up packing all my shit, moving out of my parents' house, within like 3 days of getting back. So like the jet lag was really real, I am sure. But I digress. We loaded all of my shit into a U-Haul, and my mom and I, like we did it ourselves. It was like a big girl power moment. And we packed our stuff and we left. So we're pulling up. It's been about an hour-ish drive, a little bit more. There was traffic, I think. And we get to the house, and they like had left a key for me under the mat because both of my roommates were at work. And I like go to open the door, right? And I like instinctively go down to like stop an animal from like leaving the house, even though none of us like have pets or anything. And I knew that going into it, like we weren't allowed to have pets. So I go down, and like in my like mind's eye, I see this like brown dog, like this little, like a cocker spaniel kind of thing. And I'm like right there, and my mom's like right behind me, like she kind of runs into me, but she's also doing the same motion, like where she's like reaching down. And the only thought in my mind was, oh my gosh, watch out for the door, the dog's gonna get out. Like the dog's gonna get out. Now, I've never had a dog before, like ever. I've always had cats. I would like a dog soon, though. Hopefully when I have like an actual house and a place I can take care of it. But I've never had a dog before. So it was weird to me that I was like, oh, watch out, the dog's gonna get out, because like I said, never had a dog. So it's not like something that I would consistently think of. So I look at my mom, and she goes, oh, did you just like feel like a dog was trying to like escape the house? And I was like, well, that's weird. And I was like, yeah, in fact, I like kind of saw a dog, I think, like sitting in the kitchen, which is like where the door went into. And she goes, okay, was it like a brown dog, like small, like a cocker spaniel with like curly fur, like brown fur? And I was like, because that was the exact dog like that I had seen, kind of. So we both were like, okay, that's weird. So we had just like a little ghost dog in our house, right? So I just kind of accepted that. I was like, cool, whatever, like thanks, bro. And so like we move all my stuff up, and like I'm fully moved in, and like a week or so goes by, and I'm like upstairs. I come down, and I hear this, like I'm like messing around in the kitchen, right? And I hear someone go, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my gosh, someone's like breaking into the house. Like there's just all panic mode, just like all of the lights going off, right? Because I hear my roommate like screaming. I'm like, holy shit. So they're in the living room, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And she goes, I saw the dog. Because I told them all about like the ghost story, because it was like fun. And they like kind of were like, right, they're like, okay, whatever, like you're a witch, like we get it. But then she saw the dog. So that just like really confirmed it for me. So yeah, we had an eternal friend and it was really sweet. And like I just really loved having that presence in the house. We also had like a negative spirit in the basement who I had to yell at several times when I was doing laundry. But he eventually like got the message and left us alone. So but that's like another like very short story. But yeah, we had a ghost dog and it was like really, it was just really fun. So the current apartment I'm in, I would have thought would have been haunted because it's like from a house from like the turn of the century, but it is not, definitely not haunted. The only haunting I have is my noisy neighbor upstairs. But yeah, so I would love to hear your guys' ghost stories. I hope this was like a fun, quick, like Friday video. Leave them down below and I will be reading them. I love ghosts and ghost stories. I also like admittedly watch like Ghost Adventures and stuff. Like I really like those shows. I know it's so silly, but I really like them and they're really fun. And they're a good way for me to just to like turn my brain off. So anyways, I am going to be late for work if I keep talking because, you know, I love the sound of my own voice too much. But yeah, tell me your ghost stories and I'll see you guys later.